Blacks No Irish, episode 8.
Back again.
Yeah. Feels like a different sort of tone for this one though, because it seems like a bit of a deeper subject.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So let's just start then. So the Mason Greenwood thing is just been on the news like yesterday. And I think it's probably sparked like a little bit of a debate. Like you were saying, Ella, before you came here, you were reading some stuff on the Twitter, but yeah, talk through like the sort of general feelings that are out there at the moment.
I think it's mixed. So you've got a lot of men that I noticed that are like, hell no, you know, this is awful, this is really bad. And then you've got women that might be sharing stories, coming forward saying, well, this is normal, we're used to this. The particular conversation I was listening to was kind of women going at each other going, wow, the solution is that men should stop watching porn. And then the solution from men is like, well, we like porn. And then it's just really weird. It's weird.
What was the angle? The angle on that, like, what was the angle?
So, well, just for context, obviously, what's happened is Mason Greenwood has sexually, allegedly, yeah, we have to be careful, forced his partner into sex. It's obviously been recorded. She sent pictures of bruises, and I think it went online yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
And everyone was just going absolutely crazy about it on Twitter, particularly social media. And he's not said anything, has he?
No.
Been suspended.
I had been arrested, I think.
Yeah.
The dad put up a statement.
Yeah.
Put up a statement or something like that saying, what did he say?
It's like accidentally leaked.
Yeah, it's accidentally leaked, or the phone's been hacked or whatnot.
Oh,
and they're going through a rough patch basically. That's what he said. It's a bit weird.
That was interesting.
It's a bit weird for me. Like my daughter comes home and saying A, B, C, D, and it comes out. You know what I mean? It's not a rough patch thing. Like we need to get some answers. No, real talk. We need some answers.
An address.
We need an address. Like,
100%.
What do you think of the idea of if something like that happens and then the victim of it, and like Hannah, I think that the lady's named Hannah, isn't she? And I think she's quite young, and whether it's leaked through someone hacking it or whether she just leaked it on social media. If you're in that situation, what do you think about the idea of leaking it on social media if it's a celebrity, or taking them images to the police like that and then seeing how that plays?
Yeah, there's different routes, isn't there? There's two different routes, but we can't go off buts and ifs, you know what I mean? That it's actually been leaked. We don't know how, and not just the Mason Greenwood situation. This is an issue that isn't spoke about enough. That's been going on for many of years. You know what I'm saying? Since we've been alive, you know what I mean? It's been going on. So I just think it's a very, very sensitive subject.
Yeah.
And everyone is kind of treading on eggshells around it. But when someone does come out and say what they feel, it's like you're the bad guy or you're the bad girl, you're the bad woman for even saying that. You know what I'm saying? But it's an issue. It's an issue.
And the conversation needs to be had. 100%. And I think the thing is, I know what you mean, Derry, in the sense of, is it good to put yourself out there like that? Because again, you're going to be the scapegoat. However, as women, and I remember, I just want to go back in the day. I remember boys, because I was at school, but doing this. Do you remember, Are You Nervous? There'll be like a game where you'd be touching your leg, like, are you nervous? Are you nervous? Did that happen at your school?
Are you frigid? Or
yeah. They're just all those kind of phrases, and this has been normalised for us, for our generation. We haven't had, we've not had proper sex education.
No.
So we have largely learned from porn, which is unhealthy. So now we need to start talking because we're obviously, something's wrong.
But you know what it is? But the thing is though, when we do start talking, people, like I said, it's a sensitive subject. So people are kind of almost, what's the word? They're almost kind of insulted by you voicing it. You know what I'm saying? Insulted by people voicing their views. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously Mason, he hadn't been found guilty of anything, but the evidence that we've seen, like of the what she put out there, was pretty shocking, mate. It's pretty shocking.
Yeah.
That was uncomfortable.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've listened to the audio. It's mad.
How does that feel as men? Because I know how it feels as women.
No, it's disgusting.
It's a disturbing feeling, isn't it? Like,
it's disgusting, bro. It's disgusting. Like, brother. Like, come on, man. That's your, if that's your missus, like, why you dealing with your girl like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, sometimes
on,
you're just not in the mood.
Yeah.
She's not on it. She's not on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's mad.
Me, sometimes I'm in the mood and my partner's not in the mood, and I respect that as a woman. So it's like, for guys, it just, I don't know.
But the thing is, we all know guys that are like that as well. I have mates who I know, when you think about it, like they're not close friends anymore, but I've had friends in the past. I'm like, yeah, you've definitely done that.
Yeah, the pervy.
Yeah.
And do you check them when they have made comments?
No, I haven't. No,
I'm so glad you said that, because that's what I was going to ask you guys. As men, are you checking on your friends, on your male friends, when they're saying untoward comments?
I mean, no.
Even yourself, because we have to be so honest.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course. But I swear, I'm a man, yeah. Like I'm kind of like afraid of rejection. So I don't even move to girl like that. Like I don't really go up to a girl in the club and say, "Oh, really?" That's not my type of thing. So going that to them lengths, it's kind of mad. Brethrens that are kind of like that. Do I
have you experienced it, first of all? Have you heard conversations? Be honest. We've got to be so honest.
I'm hearing you. I'm just trying to think like in what lengths. Like I've seen man, like we'll see a girl and slap her by it, and she's looked and she's pissed. And
how mad is that though?
Yeah, she's looked and she's pissed, and it's like, yo, brother, like come on, have a bit, you know what I mean?
But that used to be normalised.
Yeah,
you know, at school.
That's why you done it.
Yeah, of course, it was
That's why you done
normal.
it.
Yeah.
And that's what's so crazy, right? Like, so I see it. I see young people talk about women have pictures on their phone, naked pictures, and I'll see them, because obviously I work with young people. Like, no, she's dead. Look at her breasts. Why is it like that? And I'll hear conversations, and I'm like, boys, do you know what you're actually saying? And they're like, no, miss, you know what I mean? They're like, you know, and it's all of that. That is the problem. That's where it needs to be shut down, because then you see girls kind of go into themselves. But on the switch side, where I as a woman have to be honest, is you've got songs like Shensia released a song. Did you hear about her song? Lick, it's called. And some of the lyrics are just talking about receiving oral sexual pleasure. And it's like, okay, on one hand, women 100% need to be protected. However, if we've got women talking about that and sexualizing themselves to that extent, what is the message to men and to young boys?
That's true.
But then there is, I get where you're coming from, and then there is that thought though. It's like the whole WAP conversation when that music video came
another example. Yeah.
But then I spoke to a few women, and it's like, yeah, but men just need to grow up. Like, it's like, if they are sexy and they're flaunting it, but the fact that they're in control of the situation and they want to be sexy, like, men need to just control their urges. Are
they in control? Are women doing that because? Are women doing that because they want
tactic,
to?
Obviously, it's a seduction tactic. It's seduction. Women are doing that, and it's been made. It's been that's what I'm saying.
It's produced by men. Produced by men. Yeah.
It's designed for girls to strip off in the thing and flaunt what they've got in it, like flaunt what they've got, and that sells. Sex sells. That's what they say. So obviously, back to what you just said. Does the man need to take a bit more control in his urges? Because if you're seeing a woman do that, because like I said, if a woman coming in here now with a just trying to seduce us, are we going to fall bait to it? Me and you, us four as men in here.
No,
we're not.
Yeah, but there's some out there that would certainly 100%. Be like,
yeah. So there you go. That's the answer. The answer is well, as a man, we have to kind of have a little bit of self control.
Yeah.
A lot though. Because the thing is, Joe, if you're seeing that a lot and it's normalised, this is my issue. It's like, I have daughters and they watch. It's like, I love Steph London, you know, I like her music, I love her. But then my daughter, I remember when she was like 5, 4, she'd be dancing and she'd be doing all these things. I'm thinking,
copying.
Where has she learned that? Yeah, she's learned it from there. Okay, so now as a parent, I have to be mindful of what she's taking in. But at the same time, carnival's a thing. At the same time, all of these things are exposed to children. So is it the parents? That's another question. Is it the parents? Is it the responsibility of people, you know, looking over your children to make sure?
Yeah, it's deep. Yeah, it is. I think responsibility is a good word. It's a good word in this conversation. Responsibility, like from the adults, like the parents, even from the artists. I scream this on a regular. Like, as an artist, I feel like we have responsibility to dictate what we're putting out there and what we're trying to teach the youths. You know. So obviously, people make their own choices and people do what they do. But when situations like this occur, you've got to take a bit of responsibility in the input of these type of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and then if we look at the music that we grew up, I imagine all three of us grew up with, like, crossing over a lot of tracks.
Fam,
but if you look at the lyrics now,
dancehall today, yo, you've all seen them videos. Man are jumping off ladders, mate. Man are jumping off buildings into the girls' privates, mate, and daggering like they're having sex. And that is a normal thing in Jamaican culture, fam. It's crazy.
You can't combat that though. Like you can't. What are you gonna say?
That's just their culture.
Stop it.
They don't do that.
Like,
no, but it's true though. That is their culture, and that's but like you say, that's just a normal thing in the Jamaican culture. That's what they do, and anyone from the outside who doesn't understand that culture, they're gonna look at that and think, "What the fuck is this? This is pervy as fuck."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, fam. It's crazy.
Do you think it's reciprocal in that culture? Do you reckon it goes both ways, like, or do you reckon it's sort of a male-dominated culture?
yeah, it's male dominated.
You think so?
Well,
I don't know.
I think the confidence though of women, of especially Jamaican women, is amazing. Like, I don't think you can really chat to certain women if you try and I say sexualize, but if you try and disrespect, let's say, a woman in a I don't know, you're in a dance, you've gone somewhere.
Oh yeah, of course. They're holding their own. Like,
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't bother with that.
Yeah.
So the box control.
So
I get
that's
that,
there.
Yeah, I get that.
But I don't know.
But they're just as bad as the man them though when it comes to sexualizing the thing. Mate, I go to the bashment raves and I see it. The women are just as
Skinner.
active as the look Skinner. They're just as active as the man them. So
In
it's
that
not just
culture.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So but then again, like we grew up on that, like in the household, like we grew up on dancehall reggae, innit? Like obviously reggae is a bit more lovers rock and love about love, you get me? But dancehall bashment, it's very high in, you know what I mean, explicit sexual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So, but then it crosses over to, like, I was listening to Biggie, and when you actually listen to his lyrics, it's mad. Like what are those lyrics like? Your daughter's tied up in a Brooklyn basement. Let's face it, not guilty.
Yeah, like
richer than richer. Yeah, it's like
that's crazy when you think about it.
yeah. And all of his tracks, well, not all of them, a lot of them had that in it, and we just sort of let it slide, and everyone like just danced to it and weren't really bothered.
So do you think like obviously like the music industry, like because they're the ones who are writing the checks, and they're the ones who are putting these artists on. They've got a part to they've got a part in this as well, because they're the ones who are, like I'm saying, handing out the checks and
It's the
giving
root
deals.
cause, isn't it?
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So they're not putting on Beres Hammond, are they? Who's spreading love, or they're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's a conscious rapper or a conscious singer who's just talking about love, and everyone does. They're not putting them out there, like on playing it on radio, BBC One Extra or Radio One every day, and putting it in our faces. They're putting out Oddy and WAP and
There's an agenda.
you get what I'm saying? So there's an agenda.
100%.
So, and social media is so quick as well today. Like, it's kind of hard to kind of combat. It's kind of hard to combat.
You got to be sexy on social media. Well, if you're a woman, particularly, you have to be sexy.
That's what's getting the
And if you're a
likes.
man, you
social
have to have
media.
P.
Yeah.
You have to have P.
That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, as a woman, I feel like sometimes I want to be sexy. So that I feel like that's the conflict where you want to be, and I do struggle with this as a woman. I'm like, right, if I post this picture, will it, like, I've got my uncle on my Instagram, or like I'm thinking like,
That's that
what
control,
am I
though.
putting out there?
That's that control, though.
Yeah.
See the urges. That's what we're talking about. That urges that you get, like, well, I've had the vision, and I know if I post this, it's gonna go mad, innit? Like, but you said to yourself, you know what, uncle, auntie, you know what, some kids at school or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's the control thing.
Am I doing it as a thirst trap, or is this just me? Because you lot, when you want to take a picture, you probably don't think about all these things. Or it'll be different.
Do you feel like you can be sexy fully clothed?
Yeah, of course.
But there's some women out there that don't feel like they can be sexy with being fully dressed.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
And they have to show some cleavage, or they have to show a bit of bumper or whatever it is.
Yeah,
And
that's the problem.
That's what they feel sexy is. Where some women like yourself can be fully clothed, and feel that empowerment of being sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
And
just you know.
that's the hypersexualization of like the world that we're in, because then blokes go out and it's incepted in their minds sometimes, and they're ready. I was on a train to Manchester on Saturday, and it was a rammed train, and there was these football lads. They're all the typical like younger football lads, all look the same haircuts. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what
Yeah, they've all got the fade, and then the height. Yeah, all of them. And they're all they go to the gym and that, and they're wearing clothes too tight for them. And I was infuriated. It was a 2 hour long. They were pissed out of their heads. It was 10 a.m. in the morning, and but they were talking about like openly, like let's get some prozzies, man, in Manchester. They were gonna get some prozzies. We're gonna do this and this. If you don't fuck tonight, then all of that stuff.
Yeah. I bet you know what. I bet I hear them chats. Like man having bets and that. Like you know what I'm saying. Man,
that's what we need to start speaking about.
Yeah, man having bets. Man having bets like. If man don't beat tonight.
Yeah, why am I going?
If man don't beat tonight, like man a whack.
Yeah, that's it.
Basically, you know what I'm saying. And when you're thinking about it in on a broader scale, it's mad. Like it's mad. It's mad dialogue, fam. It's mad talk. It's mad talk.
Yeah, so that's where, in my opinion as well, which is what this conversation that was online, is like for men, sometimes men don't listen unless they hear it from a man. So for me to go to a young boy, oh, don't do that, that's disrespectful, blah, 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 they're going to be like, oh, yeah, of course she thinks that, she's a woman. However, if a man says it, it's like, hang on,
nah, don't do that.
Yeah, that's not okay. And what I think was missing from back in the day is that man them weren't G-checking each other properly. So it's like, I don't know.
Do you feel like the lack of fathers, the lack of father
100%.
figure in the household is, you know, key to a lot of youths just going astray.
But how long are we going to use that excuse? Because now we're mothers and fathers and brothers and uncles. Do you know what I mean? So I'm kind of tired of that. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, there comes a stage where you have to hold up yourself.
People are getting abused. So it's like just another example. Back in the day, I'm talking about Nottingham because that's what I know. That's where I'm from. But I remember hearing of girls getting trains ran on them, which isn't very nice, things that were happening. And I've heard of certain gang rape situations, but this is going back in the day where this is something that mandem were doing and we don't talk about it enough because there will be certain people, okay, that we know, that people know, and he's nasty. Do you know what I mean?
What is a name brand so everyone's going to keep it hush-hush?
Yeah,
it's kind of dead.
That's it. Why are we keeping it hush-hush?
Yeah. Call them out. Just call them out. But then the rewards aren't there. I mean, they are for like moral rewards, but the way they're presented and the way like the sexualization of like our life, like if you do call someone out, it's almost like it's not.
It's like you're killing the vibe.
Yeah, you're killing the vibe. You're killing the vibe. It's exactly what it is.
No, and that's what I'm. That's what I'm saying. Like it's almost like you're saying you're killing the vibe. Like it's almost like you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
You're calling out the brother who's been nasty.
Yeah.
But now everyone wants to talk about why are you calling him out? You know. This, but wait, aren't we supposed to call out foulness?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got to back
supposed
it.
to call out foulness. Like what we're supposed to do? Keep quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's almost like I've been in situations where people have said something and I've called them out and I've said that's a bit dodgy. It's like, nah, but I thought you get it. And it's like, nah, I don't get it.
It's mad.
But then you can either commit and sort of maybe ruin that friendship, which is probably not worth much at the end of the day 100%. In the long run, or you leave it in that moment and then just move on to something else.
See, that to me, that's criminal.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's where you're telling me what your values are.
Yeah.
So actually, if someone says something for me that's wrong, I'm telling them. And then if they don't understand, that's because they're not on my wavelength. They may never be, but at least I know who you are.
Yeah.
You have to pursue it.
Yeah, we're not the same.
Yeah, it's that. It's like I don't want to be like. I don't want to think like you.
Yeah, we're not the same.
And get pissed off about it. It gets me pissed off thinking about it. Sorry.
What do you think about? Obviously, we've been talking about the Mason Greenwood situation, and obviously there's a few more. Like obviously, I don't know if you watched the Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Obviously, R. Kelly, and then obviously the what's his name? The brother man, the son, the Queen's son. What's his name?
Oh, and Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Fucking
Prince Andrew, like
Pizza Express.
Do you feel like because they're in a in a high status, the status makes it kind of people take a blind eye to it.
Yeah, definitely. And
like the cover up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And also they got the confidence to do it in the first place. Like Mason Greenwood, for whatever reason, he's not a dumb idiot.
Can't be.
yeah, good point.
Like he was well aware.
You know what I mean? You're professional when it comes to certain things. So why are you doing that, brother?
Yeah. He had the confidence or something that he thought he would get away with it, or he thought he demanded sex in that moment. She wasn't going to give it to him. And he's right. It's what he was going through his head.
Yeah.
You know what? A woman messaged me on Instagram. She messaged me saying, about the situation, about everything that's going on. She said, you'll be surprised, you know, like there's a lot of man, like the rape allegation is a very thin line. Like there's a lot of men that are doing certain things out here that they wouldn't even class as kind of a rape thing, but it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm saying break it down. She's saying, but she didn't really want to go into it over the net. I'm saying,
yeah. Oh, so sorry.
That's all right.
You
Just
know what I
pause
mean?
it. Yeah.
She's saying, and it's true what she's saying. Like like we've just been on about, a lot of men, a lot of boys, a lot of men just do a lot of things like where it's just the norm to them, but they don't think it's, like I'm saying, the man them slapping the girl's body.
Yeah. Thinks it's all right.
That's mad, or you know what I'm saying?
That's someone's child.
It's fucked up, but it's like the entitlement.
Yeah.
So-
On a woman's body.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And I think going back to what you said about R. Kelly and situations like that, one thing, I remember having a conversation during Clubhouse times when everyone was in lockdown, and it was a really good debate, and people were talking about whether R. Kelly, you know, whether he should be given like help, basically, in like is prison the option?
In help as in
like psychological help for what he did, because he previously in his childhood experienced abuse. So that was the debate. And this one guy was saying, well, I think he himself went through childhood abuse, and what he was saying is we need to basically start to talk about these things more within certain communities, because it is so common. And if what we can do is we can hang someone like R. Kelly because, oh my God, this is really bad. And again, guys can be like, oh my God, Mason Greenwood is a really bad person. But sometimes that's projecting because we don't want the blame or the camera to come back on us. And I think, okay, Mason Greenwood's done something awful.
But it's an issue across the board.
Yeah. Let's not make him into, oh my God, like Jesus Christ on the cross, like, oh my God, you did this, you did that.
Yeah, right,
let's talk about it and say, how can we stop this from happening? Because a lot of men, like you said, Jar, do this. So I don't know. So
I suppose the only way it's going to get resolved is if men hold responsibility for like their friends as well as themselves. So
the inner circle.
If someone's chatting shit, or if they've done something and they're laughing about it in their banter, then call them out. Like you got to there's an element of shaming, but obviously
we're not about that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
But deeper than that, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Just there.
Why? Yeah, ask why.
What is it in you in that moment sexually? Because we've all been there. We're adults. Sometimes people want sex, sometimes they don't. But why in this moment do you feel power over me? Like you can tell me what I'm going to do. That's the question that people need to be able to answer.
Which is a societal thing, though, isn't it? Because it is ingrained, like for hundreds and hundreds of years, that is the system.
That's what I was going to say, though. Like there's never going to be no change unless it's from the root, from the beginning, from the early, from the youth, so from your son or your daughter as a youth, and they can grasp what's kind of going on. You have to instill their morals into them. Because outside is you learn, you can raise a kid all your life, but let him loose outside for 2 weeks. He's learned a madness. You know what I'm saying? So we have to. There's many factors to the solution. It's not just like you're saying. Friends, the peer group is a factor. The artist taking responsibility. The system in the industry. That's
100%. Anyone with a platform.
There's so many factors in the solution. You know what I'm saying? Like. So it's not just one solution for me. Like it's a lot,
the whole system's the fact that
it's going to take a lot.
I know we talked about Trump the other week, but the fact that he said grab him by the pussy, yeah,
See, that's mad.
because I'm celebrity and wait, I can't remember what he said after that, but he said because I'm a celebrity and they love it or something. He won the presidency, even though that was on TV. Everyone heard him that he said it. Everyone knew he said it, and he still got over 50% of the vote. Like, how mad is that? Like that says like how big the problem is with men, especially, but also a lot of women did vote for Trump as well. So it's like it's ingrained so strongly that even many women voted for a guy that said that.
It's the cover-up thing, though. Like, that's what I was trying to say to you earlier. It's the higher you are in status, the more people are going to try and brush it under the carpet because they feel like you can help them out, or I don't know. Like, I don't know what they feel like. You know what I mean? But this is what's going on. Like, obviously, if Mason did do it, then he deserves to go to prison, just like any Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's been cases of high celebrities doing the mad thing. Ronaldo, I heard there was a case on Ronaldo. I don't think it was in America or something like that. We never hear about this. Yeah. We just hear about Ronaldo doing 15 stepovers and scoring the winning goal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But wait there, you've got a mad court case going on. That's bigger than football. That's life. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I'm saying, the higher the status, the more. Let's not let the public know about it.
Yeah, it's a bit mad, and that did go into court as well. And
still ongoing?
I think a case is closed.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was a buyout case. So, but then, and the thing is, like, you want to have faith in like judicial system. Yeah, but it's hard to sometimes.
Yeah. So this is why vigilante groups. I swear to God, I'm at that point where I feel like them need to start just actually beating people up. No, I'm being so serious because like previously, not going into too much detail. Yeah, because it's not working, is it? So the thing is, like I went through a situation in my life at one point, and I remember telling the person's friend, and he was like, "Ella, listen, I will knock him out. Like, are you mad?" And he did. Knocked him out. And I was like, oh.
Straight like that.
So, hang on. Yeah, I have protection here. And it's like, women need to know that we are protected. So my male friends, any of my male friends, if they are not on that, they're not my friend. Because, men need to start beating up men.
So,
seriously.
No, I'm hearing you though.
I understand where you're coming from completely. I think the trouble with violence, like obviously violence begets violence always. Like even if you step to a guy and beat him up because he's done something wrong, right? What's stopping him just coming back? What's stopping him coming back harder with a few people? What's stopping him from getting a knife? Like, you never know where it's going to escalate to. So
there's that as well.
Let's not advocate violence. You're right.
But I get where you're coming from completely.
Some man just need a tomahawk still.
I've got daughters. It scares me because I just think like, what am I going to like? Because the thing is, I'm old school. I was raised in the way if someone's hitting you, hit them back. That's what I was always raised with. I'm sure as an Irishman.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
what I mean? Sometimes you're just told that's what you do.
You lick them back.
Yeah. So I've kind of got that in me where I'm like, well, violence, but I'm not being funny, but these colonizers, they've been using violence, and this is why they've got in that position.
Yeah.
So violence is what works sometimes.
It does sometimes. And like when you think of like, obviously this is going into a bigger scale in terms of British people. There's never been a revolution in Britain. Like, there has been in Scotland, there has been in Ireland, but Britain, as in England and Wales, never revolution.
That's interesting.
Never even got close. The closest ever was the suffragettes. And then that was like, in fact, that was pretty sick, and they got the vote.
Yeah.
That's all it was for. Like,
brilliant, wonderful.
Yeah, but like, there's never been a revolution. I think there's a certain...
it's like get along, guy.
Yeah, the disposition that get along.
Get along, everyone's all right. Well, we really know everything's not all right.
Yeah.
It's far
Honestly,
from
everyone needs to start being on smoke, because look at France. When they do their revolutions, they're burning the place.
That's fucking habit. That's what they're doing. But I mean, obviously going slightly back to the Mason Greenwood thing, which builds into something bigger, like the Sarah Everard, and also like Ashlyn Murphy. Sarah Everard, she got killed by the cop in London. You know, the blonde lady. You didn't hear it? No, it's big news. Police officer, basically, Sarah Everard was walking home.
In fact, I seen it on the news.
Yeah.
The policeman's gone mad, innit? She's dead. Yeah.
And something just the other week.
Why did he stalk her though? Like, because what he liked her?
No, he didn't even know her. He didn't even know her. He saw her.
That's insane.
Oh,
she's the choice.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then in Ireland last week, Ashlyn Murphy, this lady was going out for a run, and she's 24, I think,
Yeah, I
and
heard
she's
about
got
this.
murdered. And like it's like, so if you don't check it, obviously Mason Greenwood's not gonna go murder anyone, but if you don't check these sort of mentalities, these attitudes early on, it manifests into something.
Yeah,
And
100%.
a police officer can murder a woman. Like, it's fucking mad.
That's crazy. On the flip side, though, like in the conversation you heard on what you was on, was it on Clubhouse or Twitter or whatever? it is?
Twitter,
Twitter, the conversation you had on Twitter, like was reverse the roles because I've seen growing up. I'm not gonna lie, like women, cougars. They want to call them cougars. Lure young lads in.
I've
17,
heard of this so much,
16,
so much.
and women are 30 plus getting their young bucks to into sexual activities. For me, I think it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah, it's just
it's
as bad.
the same thing.
That's what happened to R. Kelly. That he was abused by an older. I think it was his sister actually. But like that happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Men can be victims of sexual abuse.
Yeah, it's a smaller majority. But let me tell you right now, a 16-year-old me, if a 30-year-old woman came up, I'd be like, yes, let's have it.
Take it.
That's so mad.
No, but it's true though. It's true.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, in some instances it definitely is, because the manipulation's stronger than like there isn't. Obviously older women are smarter than teenage boys, right? So they can manipulate, and there's a power in that. And it shouldn't be like disregarded, but still, like if it was on the table.
Derry, no, this is wrong.
That is true. The 60-year-old lad is taking his pretty school teacher, mate.
Right, but listen, this is where people get weird kinks though, because then that person's sexual mind is now tainted and scarred. So it's like fetishes. Like I wrote this really good, I remember writing this thing about how a woman she went through rape, and then later on she only liked older guys. It was an older guy that raped her. Okay? So it's like our sexual kinks and our fetishes, sometimes I think that can be the problem, because a lot of them stem from abuse. So
the shapes from the trauma from the
it's like what are they called? The showers. What's it called when someone wheezes on you?
Golden shower. Yeah.
So it's like that. Actually, in psychology, people that have usually been abused like to either perform that or receive it, because it's that childhood trauma.
Humiliation.
That's mad.
And that was R. Kelly. So he was doing golden showers. Sorry that this is so in depth, but that is what we need to talk about.
It's mad, isn't it? Because we knew about that golden shower R. Kelly pissing.
I know, everyone knew.
From like years ago. But like I was saying, like we never spoke about it. And then 15, 20 years down the line, there's a whole documentary of him having kids locked away in his mansion.
Mad.
It's the most blatant.
20 years ago.
It's crazy because he made that album Double Up. Do you remember that one? Like 2007. He's basically saying everything he did. He's making it quite clear, plain to see.
His music.
It was with Aaliyah, wasn't it? She was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
And even, it's got a tune. What's the tune?
It's like you're ready. Every song.
It's got a tune.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah.
That is telling you, fam. He's telling us. It's gone.
Everyone's like, just let it go. Just keep going, man. Keep making them records.
And that's that thing. What you're saying though, like the untouchable feeling. Like the friends telling him, like, yo, you're moving mad. Like, what's all this?
Yeah. Who's in your camp?
No one can't talk to me. Ego big. I'm fucking #1 in the charts.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you can't lose. You know what I'm saying? Until it catches up to comes in the dark. What's in the dark comes to light. In some stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It does seem like there is now a better opportunity to out people that are doing these things, like because the social connections and that, like we can out people quicker and faster and get it spread across faster. But it does also feel like like reports of misogyny is going up.
Yeah.
The laws are finally like catching up with reality. Like, but up until recently, like being misogynistic wasn't a hate crime. Like,
yeah.
Which is mad.
Yeah.
Nottingham was the first city to make it a hate crime.
Really?
Was it?
Yeah.
That's good history. Though.
Yeah.
Big up nuts.
Good, isn't it?
Big up nuts.
I got loads of facts, man.
Like it's even like the rule of the thumb you was you can't beat your wife with something as thick as your thumb or something like that.
Yeah.
Say that again.
So you know the saying, rule of thumb? People say, the rule of thumb is that we X, Y, Z. That came from you could only beat your wife with a stick as thick as as your thumb.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's joke.
That's mad.
Well, it's not joke.
So it's ingrained.
It's disturbing.
Yeah, like you said, it's ingrained in society.
Yeah.
That's crackers.
It's crazy. I was reading something about like you couldn't even up until about 30 years ago, if you wanted to divorce your husband, not if you wanted to divorce your wife, but if you wanted to divorce your husband, you had to have proof of penetral sex with another woman, right? And that meant that their dick had to go in another vagina. But if they went down on another woman, that's not grounds for divorce. Whereas, how mad is that? So yeah, well, men are, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Yeah.
But if it was the other way, men could divorce women or basically hold on to them. They could hold on to their wives and do whatever the fuck they wanted, pretty much. And they could divorce them whenever they wanted. All they needed is like an example of potential like unfaithfulness. That's it. But it wasn't both ways. And that's only until like the 80s that's changed.
That's not long ago. That's really not that long.
It's crazy, yeah. So I think there's a lot. So I mean, that is half an hour now. What's the wrap up? What's the thing we could take away from this?
I say, man them, check the man them. If man them are moving mad, check that, fam. Yeah, man. Parents instill the morals into the picnics from young. Artists, come on, we've all got responsibilities. You know what I mean? The kids them are watching. You know what I mean? The kids them are watching, and I know it's the check and I know it's the bag, but we've got a little responsibility. You know what I mean? And like you said, there's not just one solution for me. There's many solutions, and we have to put them in place. We have to put them in place and try and work towards them. And work towards getting it right, because when things like this happen and it's an uproar in the community, it hurts, and people are rage. People have really got a rage. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if we start practicing it, what we're preaching, then surely the world will be a better place. A little bit.
For real. Yeah.
I agree. I think I second what you said, but I do think men need to start beating up men. And I also, no, I'm sorry, I do. I'm not.
No.
But because ultimately, I know men. Men know men, and we need to stop just being blind to these things, and just be better men. But also, as well, women, be conscious sometimes of what kind of image or attention that may come as a result of certain things, because I do feel as a woman that I do think that in my head, I have that conflict. And I think as someone, like I said, with my daughters, we just need to think about it. Do it. By all means, be free, be liberated, but also protect yourself and respect yourself, because not everyone else will.
For real. All right, let's wrap it up there then. Thank you very much.
I've grown into a fine young man. Truth be told, I ain't done bad. From the life one had, beautiful soul and a wife that's more. I'm truly thankful.